It's time for Tech Talk with Matthew Dickerson. I'm your host, Tony Graham. G'day, Matthew.
Good afternoon. Great to chat again, Tony.
Yes, it certainly is. Now, an Australian smart helmet is promising to warn riders of police, road hazards and traffic, and it's been sold out in Australia ahead of a global debut stifled by the coronavirus. How interesting is that?
It is, and it's been sold out, Tony, and it's an expensive helmet. It's $1,599. The first 1,000 that they produced was sold out immediately, and I can see a few reasons why people might be keen to see or to wear this helmet. I'm not convinced, Tony, that it will be that popular amongst our law enforcement people across the nation. It's got a few features in there that mightn't be conducive to catching speeding riders, for example. But basically, the old Google glasses that had lots of information presented on the glasses weren't or didn't prove to be a success. And I think part of the problem there was that there was so much information that was trying to be presented in the glasses. Well, this helmet does something similar, but there's more information able to be presented in a helmet. So, for example, you've got the ability in this helmet to flash an arrow on the left or the right to let you know about your navigation, turn left, turn right coming up. It's got blue flashing lights to let you know about a speed trap that might be coming up. It's got a dash cam built into the chin, so you've got your sort of dash cam you might have in a car built into the helmet. It's got headphones built into it so that you can actually have audio signals coming through to let you know about, again, navigation or information about what might be coming up. So it's basically got pretty much everything built into it. It'll change colours if there's inclement weather coming up. So a whole range of things in there. Quite a clever design. I love the fact that it's Australian, and I won't make any comment at all about the fact that it might help people get away from some speeding fines.
Matthew, you don't tell me you're doing that now.
I'm not. I'm making no comment, Tony. No comment at all.
Oh, dear me. So it sounds like it's a better version of a heads-up display in a car.
It does sound like it's basically a heads-up display, a sat-nav, and a radar warning system all built into the one unit, all built into a helmet that you can wear and have all the information presented to you. Somewhere I hope there's enough ability to see the road ahead so you can actually still ride your motorbike and actually see what's going on. But look, again, it's one of these things that there is bits of technology being developed, I see constantly, Tony, where you see one piece and another piece and another piece, and then someone says, let's put all those together into one unit. And this is an example like that, where different components of technology are being put together for one particular unit that's got a whole range of different uses to what the original devices were designed for.
Here's something that'll interest you, Matthew. Is your physical key to the safe, that is, safe from hacking?
Well, not anymore. I mean, one of the things that's interesting, I have lots of electronics around my home and around my shop in terms of how you get in with face scans and fingerprint scans and proximity scanners on your phone. And so some people are always telling me that I'm going to be hacked into one day. But some researchers at or computer scientists, I suppose, researchers at the University of Singapore have actually worked out a way that you can hack a physical key. And this sounds really interesting to me. So when you put your key in the lock, it goes in, there are tumblers inside there, and that key goes through, lines up, and you can then turn the key based on the various ups and downs on the actual key. The researchers have found just by listening to that key insertion and then listening to it turn, they can work out from that where the ridges, the highs and the lows on that key sit, and then they can basically reverse engineer that and 3D print a key that will suit your lock. The system is called SpyKey, and basically it allows anyone to have a smartphone near you or put a microphone near your door, listen to that key inserted, and then they can make a key. What they did was they actually, basically a whole range of testing on that to see the sort of availability or the ability to produce a key. And what they found was you had an incredible number of options, for example, keys with maybe 300,000 or more options to them. By listening to them, they could break it down to print 3 keys, and one of those 3 keys would work. So it's quite impressive technology. I'm not sure why a university was encouraging people to actually use the technology they're developing to basically hack a physical key, but I think part of the research is to then look at ways of preventing this type of hacking.
They might have been sympathetic to all those safe crackers out there using a stethoscope, Matthew.
It might have been. It's the next level on, isn't it, from stethoscope
I
listening
think
to
it
it.
could be, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, is the new Lucid Air a serious Tesla rival? Now, I haven't heard of Lucid Air. That's a new car and or a new company. So just walk us through that one. I'll run through it if you like.
Look, lots or drive through it. There are lots of companies that
Yes.
come out and say,
Fly through it.
drive through it. Lots of them are coming out saying, we're going to beat Tesla. We're going to be better than Tesla. And so far, no one has been able to come up with the range, the performance, the overall, I suppose, ability for Tesla to capture the imagination of people interested in electric vehicles. And the Lucid Air, and interesting enough, it's a company that's been around for over 10 years now. They haven't produced a car yet, but that shows you the confidence people have in the future of electric vehicles. So this car, which again won't be out until next year, talking about a range of 800 kilometres, so that's better than a Tesla. Teslas are up to over 700 kilometres at this stage, so Tesla killer there. They're talking about a charge rate, and this is one thing that people often talk about, is that, it takes too long to charge an electric vehicle. You don't worry about it too much because it's charging up at your house most of the time, but that's been one of the criticisms. This particular vehicle can charge at a rate of 2,000 kilometres per hour. Now, they've got to build the infrastructure to do that, but that's a claimed charge rate for their batteries, and a 0 to 100 kilometre acceleration time of 2.5 seconds. So all of those just beat Tesla. Tesla's got a charging rate of 1,500 kilometres per hour at this stage, 2.6 kilometres 0 to 100 time for their Model S. So they're trying to be just that little bit Tesla in all their specs. Now again, the car isn't available to buy yet, so whether or not it can live up to all these specs is to be seen, but the great part about this is that there are lots of people trying to be better than Tesla, lots of companies trying to produce cars better than Tesla, and what this means is that Tesla's trying to improve their models, so it moves the whole electric vehicle movement on as all that competition occurs. So that's pretty exciting, but the only thing that they haven't quite got better than the Tesla in this car yet is the price. They're talking about maybe $200,000, so a bit dearer than some of the Tesla models out at this stage. So that's the only problem, is to beat the Tesla in all the specs, then the price starts to jump as well.
Well, that'll be their big barrier, because Tesla's starting to steal the march on the market now, isn't it, with their pricing?
They are, and certainly with the Model 3, the standard range Model 3, you're spending around about $70,000, and you are competing in that luxury car market around that price. But
yes,
in terms of luxury cars, people are paying that kind of money for not just their BMWs and their Mercedes-Benzes, but for their Land Cruisers, for their vehicles that you would not consider necessarily a luxury car not that long ago.
That's right. And thank you, Matthew. You've been listening to Tech Talk with Matthew Dickinson on Binjang 91.5. Now, stay tuned next week at 3:40 p.m. in the afternoon, and also at 10:40 a.m. In the morning for the next edition. And it's back to the great music and all the community information and our program on Binjang.
Great, Tony. We'll talk to you next week.